I am at the Kentucky Military History Museum on the campus of the Kentucky Historical Society in Frankfort. I'm joined by Greg with the Kentucky Historical Society. And as Kentucky families prepare for the holidays, you asked that we take a moment to think about them during this time. So what stories can you share?
So we just opened a new exhibit called Our Stories, Our Service, and it's about women veterans. And when you think about the core of a family, it's the mom, right?
Right.
And so I started thinking about, the experience of military families during the holidays and how sometimes that might be challenging. They might be lucky enough to have their family here at home, right here in Louisville area. You've got Fort Knox and then Fort Campbell a little bit further south.
Yeah.
But not everybody gets to be home. And so I started thinking about one of my favorite collections is the story of Kenneth Maddox. He's from Louisville and joined the military during World War II in 1940. And he went on to England and then to France and served in Germany. And throughout that, he was writing letters, these really kind letters to his mom and his dad and his brother and his wife, and telling them all about the adventures and things that he was doing as it was building up to the holidays. And then in early December, he gets a little leave, so he sneaks away to Paris and he buys this little postcard, and it's just the cutest little postcard with the Eiffel Tower and little soldier climbing on the top of it. And he writes just a simple message and sends it off to his family. Throughout this whole time, war is really vicious at this point in World War II, and unfortunately, Kenneth was hit about a week or two before Christmas, and his family received this postcard from their son, and they're so happy to see it. But unfortunately, they don't find out until 6 months later that Kenneth didn't make it. But before he passed away, he was able to save two of his fellow soldiers. So it's just a really wonderful story of this really charming guy right there from Louisville. I thought it was something that your viewers might want to know about.
Yeah, certainly a hometown hero, and it's important to write those letters and just to be in touch with family, especially during those hard times.
Absolutely.
But he kind of boosts the morale because in that last letter that he sent, he put, keep smiling.
Yes, and that was kind of common for him. Throughout all of his letters, he remains very positive because he knows his family is at home and worried about him.
The holidays are certainly tough on military families.
Absolutely.
But what are some ways that they're honored on the home front?
So during World War II, we've got a couple of posters that show some of the ways that families could help out their soldiers. Might be buying war bonds to help fund the war at that time, or just reminding them to send little care packages.
Yeah.
My nephew was in Poland just last year serving in the military, and we sent him a little care package during Christmas, and I just kept thinking, this is a tradition that's existed in Kentucky families for a very, very long time, sending these little care packages, and you just don't know how little home-baked cookies or something's going to be to a soldier as they're overseas.
Yeah, it just boosts that morale, and it just has a little touch of home when they're away from home.
And it's really important to do that.
Yeah, and so how can our viewers see these collections and visit your other exhibits here?
So you've got to come to Frankfort. It's just a short drive away. We're 45 minutes east of Louisville. We've got the Kentucky Military History Museum, which we are in now, and it tells the story of all of Kentucky's military history. But you've also got to see Our Stories, Our Service. It is a beautiful new exhibit. It's going to be up through the middle of next year, and it tells the story of women veterans, which is just something that we haven't talked enough about. And again, when you think about home, the mom, can you imagine having your mom being away from you during the holidays? It's got to be tough.
It is. So definitely come by and check out that exhibit, or you can learn more at
history.ky.gov.